Three. Welcome to the Forward Miami Show. My name is Damian Pardo. I'm your host. If you don't know what Forward Miami is, it's an organization, a nonprofit that specializes in diversity and inclusion. Thrilled today to have as my guest Lilliam López, who runs the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Lilliam, you are an institution in this community. Everybody knows you, and if they don't, they need to. And and one of the things I want to know is how did you get here? What's your background? How did you get to where you are today?
Wow, Damien. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank Grant. Thank you all. I want to be there in person, but it's my daughter's birthday, as I told you, and we're celebrating it like shortly, like in about an hour, but I couldn't say no to you and to Grant. And I want to come again to your show and be in person because I don't like Zoom.
Wonderful.
I'm not a fanatic of Zoom or StreamYard or nothing. I like live, the personal touch. But thank you so much for the opportunity. Okay. So, okay, my background. I studied political science and journalism.
Were you born here?
I came from I was born in Cuba. I came when I was 3 years old. My father owned businesses. He started from scratch, of course. My mom was a teacher, a piano teacher. Needless to say, I had to learn piano, of course, and I'm very happy that I did my 8 years of piano. I started in the nonprofit world when I graduated from college in the Spanish American League Against Discrimination. And I always say that I guess many people have heard of the story that I learned everything that has to do with nonprofits by working alongside Osvaldo Soto, who passed away recently. He was an extraordinary gentleman who was the chairman of the board of SALAD, which is the Spanish American League Against Discrimination, and also Dr. Eduardo Padron, who had been founding chair of that organization. So they were like mentors to me because I was a very young lady, to say the least. I was very young, and and they gave me all this confidence, and I would always say that they said to me, "Yes, mijita, you could do it. Let's do a press conference."
Lilliam, I wanted
Yeah,
to I
let's
wanted
go.
I wanted to ask you about that real quick. Were you around during the time when it was illegal to basically speak Spanish in
I think,
Miami? I
yeah,
mean,
I think there was, what we did was with Osvaldo Soto and Dr. Padon, we did something called, and we were the leaders of that. It was called the Votaton. Because what was happening is that we didn't have districts. So the redistricting for commissioners, county commissioners, came about of all that effort that Dr. Osvaldo Soto and Dr. Padron put into having districts so that African Americans and Hispanics could have representation at the county commission. So I was in charge of all of that, and it was called the Votadon. So here I was, a young girl, and I was in charge of getting groups of people, getting people to register to vote,
wow.
people to sign lists of this and that, and it was tough. And doing press conferences and going to the radio, but since I was always talkative, tú sabes que yo hablo, I talk a lot.
You're a talker.
I'm a talker. You tell me what I have to say, and I'll communicate it properly. So they said, no, 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 you can do it. You can go. You opened the press conference and you introduced me. So I had I had all the tools with these gentlemen that were extraordinary, that were my mentors. And then after that we started the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And it came about because my mom was very ill, and many people know that story. And I had to take care of her. And some friends of mine said, Lily, you have the nonprofit experience. You're a journalist. You know how to write. You know how to speak in public. You've done TV. So why don't we start a Hispanic chamber? Because we're always placed in a Hispanic Affairs Committee in all the chambers of commerce. Needless to say, that's not the case now. But back in the day, it was. We were all, here you go. You're Hispanic. You're in the Hispanic Affairs Committee of
What year
whatever
did
chamber
that
you
start?
belong.
What year did that start?
So we started the chamber in 1994. In 1994. Yeah, exactly. So imagine it was difficult for me because I was young, and everybody would say you're like a triple minority. I was young, Hispanic, and a woman. So it's difficult to be taken seriously cuando you're jovencita, you're young, and you're like me, very girly. You like to dress nice. So people sometimes don't take you seriously, even though I'm a very serious person and I'm very hardworking and I know what I'm doing. But that could send the wrong message. So it was difficult through the years, but obviously, when you work hard, when you work alongside good people that believe in you, in your mission, in your vision of what you think should be done for the small businesses that they needed, like a Hispanic voice, that I'm very strong at. I'm very good at that. I mean, I hate to say it about myself, but I'm strong. You know that.
Oh, I can vouch for
I
you.
fight for my people. I fight for my people.
I can absolutely vouch for you, Lilliam. You're amazing, extraordinary. I would say one of the things I just thought of in this conversation is what advice would you give younger women today coming up, kind of in your position where you were back then?
I would probably say never to give up, because there are a lot of moments that are very bad. There's a lot of people that sometimes just get in your way. Not men, not only men, but women, mostly women. I know that now there's this thing. I know that women are now, we're all caring for each other. But back in the day, it was very competitive because there weren't enough jobs, high-paying jobs or important positions for women. So women would fight for those positions. So for a long time, women were not really the ones that were empowering women. So the majority of the people that really mentored me and helped me were men, and I'm extremely grateful to men. And I always say that because it's true. That has changed, and as a result thereof, of course, women now help each other, and there's more women in higher positions. But I'm still a believer that we should still do more for women. Women are not really, Hispanic women in reality are not really properly represented in corporate boards. There are not as many CEOs as we should have, being that this community is 70% Hispanic. So I still always say that. I'm very vocal. And I'll say to the women that are listening to me that you have to pursue your dream. You have to be strong. You have to be powerful, but you don't have to be mean. You can still be sweet and nice, and you can do many wonderful things. You don't have to be tough. I mean, you have to be tough inside, and courageous, but you don't have to be mean with other people in order to be taken seriously. Because some women think
Yeah.
that be so stiff and so serious so that they be taken seriously. No, whatever you do in life, that message and whatever it is speaks for itself. And people who are smart know who's who. And you don't have to be all imposed. I'm so serious. Oh, I'm a PhD or whatever. You have to be who you are. Be authentic. Be genuine. And that's the way to do it. If you're authentic, you're genuine, you're a good person, you believe in what you're doing, in pursuing your dream, you will succeed.
I think that a lot of times women felt like they needed to be like men to
Right.
succeed, right? So they
Exactly.
picked up like the bad characteristics of men, some of them. And maybe that was, for a trend there that was seen a lot.
And remember the days that we all had to be in suits, because if not, you wouldn't be taken seriously. Look at me now. Look, I look nice, right? 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 You had to
You
be
can
wearing
dress.
a suit and this and that to be taken seriously. What counts is what you are as a human being, your qualities and your intelligence, the capacity that you have, whatever it is the knowledge, the wisdom to carry on whatever career and take the path that you want to do. And it's irrelevant of what suit or what clothes you're wearing, what hairstyle you have. It doesn't matter if you look nice or you look bad, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you feel comfortable with yourself. That's why I tell some ladies, feel comfortable, own who you are. I mean, there's people that don't like to look so nice, that like to be simple. I respect that. It's fine. Some people like to be all, like me, that I like to get dressed up and you see me at the events. That's fine too. We respect each other. We all have styles. Men have different styles too. And look at some men that just don't even wear suits and they're so brilliant, so smart. They own companies. It's just who you are. And you and I were talking about that recently when we had lunch, right? Be
Yeah.
who you are. Exactly. And people will like
Lilliam,
it
did,
and
did you
respect you.
feel did you feel you had more of a challenge because you were in a Hispanic, community, meaning like more machismo, more, did you feel more of a barrier with any of that than, let's say, the general population?
Probably, and as being a Hispanic young woman, that's very difficult. And I'm sweet. I don't want
Why?
to
Why
say,
is that very
but I come
difficult?
across sweet, and I am sweet. So people sometimes see that as a character flaw, and it isn't. It is not. I'm very strong, very, very strong. I have a strong character, but I'm sweet. And I think maybe that mixture of being so, with people and caring and loving, and at the same time being a leader, maybe that is something that has attracted people to the chamber, right? As a
Oh,
member,
I'm
because
sure
they
it
know,
has.
because we could do so much for the members, but at the same time, you have to have the human quality, right? The heart, el corazón. You got to put your heart and soul, when you're in meetings and gatherings with people, because that's what makes them want to come back. And I do it naturally because I feel that way, and I love the members, and I love people in general. That's what it is. I'm a people person.
So let me ask you, what is it about the Hispanic Chamber? Why should people join it? And how is it structured? What is it today? Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, the reason they should join, because first of all, as Hispanics, this is what we do. This is the key. We have fun, right? We have mojitos. You always have to put a little bit of a liquor or something. You have to give them time to network, and then you put the serious stuff. Because I don't like it when people say, "Oh, that's just a networking organization. It's not a chamber." No, it is a very, very legitimate chamber of commerce. It's just that we have to give it the Spanish flavor. You have to have networking time, at least 30 to 45 minutes. You have to have drinks. Then you sit down, and as you've seen, then everything is serious, just like any other organization. Very serious information that we provide, and very professional. And but it's a mixture because it's part of us being Hispanics. You have to have fun while you do business. But again, and I reiterate, because many people just think, oh, it's just fun. It's a networking organization. No, it is not. It is a chamber of commerce, a legitimate chamber of commerce. We do what we have to do, just like any other chamber does for its members. It's just that we have to have fun because we're Hispanics. It's in our blood. Tenemos la sangre caliente, right?
You know, you've said a couple of times Miami-Dade County is 74% Hispanic. And
Yeah,
how does that factor into this chamber? Like, how do you see that playing out for you?
Well, the majority of our members, of course, are Hispanic, but there's a lot of people that are not Hispanic and they love it because they feel so welcome and they see all that energy and and let's network, and you give them a drink and this and that, so they feel very, very welcome. Look at the artist that we had the other day. He's been to our events before, and he stayed for happy hour after. He said, "Oh, I love this. People are so warm. People hug me because we hug. You hug people, that's so everybody feels like, wow, so relaxed. It's not stuffy. It's natural. It's something very. It's just nice. It's a nice. You know what? Someone told me, and I had lunch with a gentleman that became a member. And he said, "You know what it is? It's a feel-good chamber of commerce. People feel
I would
good.
agree.
People feel.
I would agree with that.
They feel good with you. They feel good with your chairman. They feel good with the board of directors. They feel good about the members. And there's something that just is out there. It's like a glow or something that everybody has a feel good moment, and everybody's feeling very good about themselves, about their jobs, about the position that they hold, and they want to network because they feel good. Isn't it true? You don't want to network, and if you're like, this is so boring, this is a lot. You feel good about yourself when you have to see people that are energized, that they want to network, they want to know who you are, give you the card, shake your hand, and that makes people feel good. And I think that's the key.
I think that is very true. And I will say that I think that's probably the most fun, because that leads you to want to do business. That leads you to open your mindset a little bit more. It's not just like of the chamber events that I go to, that is by far the most fun. And I enjoy it. I can honestly say that.
You do business, but you have fun, because and it's better to do business in a more relaxed ambiance, if you will, because you could show your true personality of who you are. If you're stiff, just not knowing, and you feel a little bit, I'm not sure if I should behave this way, if I should be more open, then you're not coming across as yourself. So I say to people, come across as yourself, who you are. And that's the best way to do it. That'll open doors.
And let me ask you, how do you fit in with the other chambers and the other parts of the community? How do you kind of try to bridge those communities?
Well, we're friends with everybody. I love Alfred from the Greater Miami. Alfred, his name is Alfredo Sanchez, like my husband. So it's so funny. Sometimes I'm writing, and I write to him, like yesterday, coincidentally, he says, you have the wrong Alfred, but because it's the same, A. Sanchez. He's just amazing. And, Mark, I know I'm very good friends with Eric Knowles from the Miami-Dade Chamber. I mean, actually, I worked with, what was her name? The CEO of Dorothy Baker, the CEO of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, was a lady that helped me. That's the African American Chamber. She empowered me. She helped me go to several conferences because I was very young at the beginning. So she passed away. God bless her. She was an amazing lady. So she was one of the ladies that said, Lily, you have to come here, you have to go there. And we would network with her. And then Eric, of course, is a friend because he used to be with the Dolphins. So I love Eric. I call him El Artista, the star, because he's a newspaper. He's here in the buses, and the voice and all of that. So we love, we get along with all the chambers.
Yeah.
All of them.
I really enjoyed the last luncheon where you were dealing with the climate issue and waste management and a lot of that kind of stuff.
It's important.
How do you try to tackle what are community problems, and what do you think are the top priority community problems we have?
Well, that's a big problem. That issue that we tackled that day is something important, because remember what some people were saying, Hispanics sometimes don't pay attention to, don't throw a plastic in the beach. Don't throw the plastic. Don't, the cup. Let's not do that. Let's be careful when we recycle, because still, I think that presentation that Mike Fernandez was doing, that we couldn't, it was so long and we wanted to really hear it all because it was so amazing, of the things that we recycle, and sometimes you can't recycle in this way or the other way. So I still think that the chamber needs to do some type of tour. I've done it, and I've interviewed him for my show, The Business Minute with Lily Lopez. But we should bring chamber members to learn more about that, and also with waste management with our board member Henry Sori, because there's so many things. I didn't know that some things you can't recycle just because they're plastic. You think you could throw it away. And they say that they spend so much money on really sorting out what should not be recycled, and the people are recycling, that it's a waste. So I think that type of event that we do, and like that, we have many other educational events dealing with other issues, are so important and critical, because sometimes as Hispanics, and I'm not saying it as a criticism, but we're happy, la familia, we go dance, have a drink, and there's some things that take a little bit more, right? More time for us to really get it in our mind. So that's
like consciousness.
The consciousness, and it's not that we're bad, we're doing it on purpose. It's just that we have to pay more attention. And I think what that panel did, the presentation, all of them, it was, and people were quiet, which was good. People were paying attention. It was very educational. And like that, Damian, we have events like now the breast cancer awareness. We started doing that like 8 years ago. And it's important because, Hispanic women, la mamá, la abuela, I took care of my father, the abuelo, and then women, we forget of ourselves. So we don't know, right? We're just taking care of la familia. So we need to educate the women members. Men go too, because they need to know, because they're mothers, they're wives. So we do that type of event that it's fun. We color code them. Let's wear pink, men, the pink tie. But at the same time, a very, very important panel discussion. And you learn, because I had a question last year. I remember I told one of the top doctors of UHealth, I said, how about the radiation? The women have to get a mammogram every year. Radiation, is it radiation bad? And she said, you know what? The amount of radiation is minimal compared to what can happen if you don't have your mammogram. So just simple things like that we bring to the table, we bring to our members to the different events. So we have fun, we network, but we educate. And that's what it's all about.
And so clearly one of the things you'd be concerned about is healthcare for minority populations.
Absolutely. That is a fact. Minorities are always, for whatever reason, they don't check themselves that much. I don't know why. We used to do a health fair that obviously with COVID, we're not doing it. And I remember one time it was open to the public, and there was this lady, and they said, no. We had a lot of vendors that are members of the chamber, and they said, she can't move. We got to call rescue. Her blood pressure was 320 over 200. This woman was about to have a heart attack. So basically, we saved her life in that health fair that we do, the diversity health fair. And the fire rescue came, So she was there, because that's the silent killer. She had no idea. It was a 320 over 200 and something, the blood pressure. So you see, you learn, and I've learned so much through all these years, because of the speakers that we bring. You learn, and now we're having the cryptocurrency, the Viva Miami Hispanic Heritage Expo and lunch. That's on.
And that's going to be on cryptocurrency?
Yes, September 24th. Yes, it's a very nice event that's going to take place at the Biltmore. Mm-hmm. The mayor of Miami is going to be a panelist. He's worked so hard into bringing technology to Miami, and I think Miami has the potential not only of technology, but I think we should bring like. There's a friend that you and I have, a mutual friend. We should bring companies to do movies and film, and we should have so much here, so much more live entertainment, and that we don't have yet. And we think we should have all of that, like Nashville. And
so Lilliam,
we need more, and Miami offers so much, so we could really have more companies coming into Miami.
So something that's very clear to me is that you definitely have a passion and a vision for Miami. If you get to see Miami 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, what vision would you want to see Miami at?
Well, I would like definitely for it to keep growing, of course. And our city has grown so much. And we are known worldwide. I mean, if you travel to Europe, anywhere you go, where you're from, Miami, you see that people, the faces lit up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't think it was so important to people in Europe. Everywhere I go, people just go crazy. Latin America, Miami, take me with you. So I would like for us to continue the path like our mayor is doing, City of Miami, bringing, enticing technological companies or technology companies, may I say it correctly, to come more and get their headquarters here, established in Miami. And of course, I would like film industry and all of that, entertainment, to be in Miami because we have a beautiful city. The weather is great, besides the fact that it's raining today, but it's a summer. But we have like 6 months of beautiful, we always have nice weather. So we want, I think, I see Miami growing more and more each time. And I see more companies coming in because at the same time, we have been open for business. And I think, regardless of the political affiliation that you belong to, I think things have been managed pretty well in our state, in our county with Mayor Living Gaba, in our state with Governor DeSantis. I mean, in reality, you just don't have to close, an economy. You just have to take care of yourself. Like we have events, live events. We have a temperature check. We open the doors. People wear their masks. You have to take care of yourself, but you can't stop living because the consequences, the mental health issue, will be really bad, and that will affect the growth of the city more. We can't be New York that shut their economy for a year, or California. We're different. We're Miamians. More than
Yeah.
Floridians, we're Miamians. So more than Miami.
And also, I mean, Miami has that strange position where a lot of the people are rich and a lot of the people are not, so we're kind of like,
We're right.
we're in that middle zone where we also need to try to bring in good paying jobs.
Yes, we do. We good paying jobs, and we need to have, and I know that affordable housing. That's very important. We need to have buildings that help people. And I know that there are some in Brickell and in many areas, but we do need rents to be affordable so that people can stay here and not.
Yeah,
So there needs to be a balance, and I agree with you 100%. We need to grow, but we need to take care of the people that need to be taken care of. That's so important.
Let me ask you, if you had like a magic wand and you could use that to change something about Miami, what would that be?
Oh wow, that's a good question. We all get along. That's something that I wanted to bring up as a positive. Miami is a community that gets along. I mean, African Americans and Hispanics are very similar, so we get along very well. And the Anglo community, they're used to us. If you're Anglo and you live in Miami, you love us and you love African Americans. So I don't like it when people, in the whole country, the nation is such divisiveness, and everything is like so negative, and we're all into categories and labels, and you're Latinx and you are this and you I don't know what, and I hate that, and I don't see that as much in Miami. And that's what I would like, the magic wand. Please don't put us in categories and labels, because that separates us, doesn't it? When you put people in labels, we're already telling you, you're separate, you're different. No, I don't want that for Miami. I want us, we're all human beings. We're good people. We want the best for our families, for our grandparents, for our children, for everybody, the community in general. We love everybody. So let's just not label anybody. So that's what I would like to be, a more united. And we are united, but media, stay away, and don't create all, because it's such stupidity, and I'm sorry I'm using that word, but it is. We're all categorized. Everybody is something, and we're just human beings, and we just want to give love and be loved, and we want to help and be helped. We want to grow, and we want to help empower people. That's what we want. So that's my vision for Miami.
So no time in the near future is it going to be the Latinx chamber or the Latino chamber?
Remember, I had told you one day that I had to do the speech for a company, and I was researching, and only 5% of the people in the United States, they feel that they're Latinx. Everybody feels that I'm either Puerto Rican, I'm Cuban, I'm Venezuelan and Colombian, or I'm Hispanic. But forget about the Latinx. What is that? When I read that, I told my daughter, I didn't know, what is Latinx? She said, Mom, you don't know? I said, no, and I don't like it. Right?
Well, apparently it bombed. It definitely bombed in South Florida. I mean, I know that everybody rejected that. It was.
Exactly.
it
And
was
like,
incredible.
and all that LGBTQ, DDDDD. I mean, we're all humans. We're all humans. I love everybody. Don't tell me. I don't understand. You're labeling people, right? And brown. Now, supposedly, I'm brown. I don't know. I'm Cuban American. I'm from Spain. So people from Spain were brown. It's fine. I'm a happy brown then, right? Whatever we are. But don't, right? Damien.
No, I
You know,
get it.
but
I
we have
mean,
fun, but I'm brown. I don't know.
yeah, no, it's sometimes when I'm called a person of color, you kind of can't win because, I kind of said, okay, fine, I'm a person of color. But then I said something one day, and then the person said, but how can you say you're a person of color when you're not a person? Listen,
Listen,
I
okay,
didn't choose this for myself.
I
It,
know. Me
apparently,
neither.
it's yeah, it does get to a point that it gets really, really difficult.
It's
You
ridiculous.
know,
Exactly. Yeah, my family, my background's from Asturias, and I mean from Galicia, Spain, which is
in
the
mine
northern part
too.
of Spain. But you know what? If they want to call me brown, I'm fine. You know why? Because I'm happy, I'm secure, I love everybody. That and that's what it's all about. Being a caring person, wanting to help others, and forget about the color thing and the label thing. We're all humans. We want to make it work. We want everybody to be happy and successful, and that's it. That's my message.
Listen, there's one thing I'm clear about with your energy and your good vibrations and your welcoming spirit. I mean, I know that people are going to see this and they're going to want to get involved. So how can they do that?
Okay, they could call us or just visit our website. But phone call is easy, 305-534-1903. We have staff in the office always very happy and willing and able to help everybody. 305-534-1903. Or they can visit the website, which is www.sflhcc.com. And I'll repeat it. It's important. You see the link, the logo here. You have to have an L for South Florida because if you do SFH, it'll be San Francisco Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So like Florida, right? FL, it'll be sflhcc.com. And Damien, you're amazing. And I'll go personally next time. I want to be there
Okay,
personally with you and
we look forward to that, Liliam. I hope you have a great birthday today, a great birthday
oh,
celebration for you,
for my
right?
daughter. Yes, I will let
For
her
your
know. Thank
daughter,
you.
correct? But
Gracias.
I'm sure that that's very meaningful for you. So,
Claro, she's
ha-
21 today.
imagínate, happy birthday. Have a
Gracias.
wonderful week. Thank you for coming on the show. And to everyone out there, please join us again next week. Thank you for joining us. Bye bye.
Bye.